y'all, welcome back to my channel. So for this video, I'm going to be running through this very easy, effortless, yet a little bit glamorous makeup look. So I'm basically going to be talking about how to achieve a very flattering makeup look that's glamorous, but at the same time, it's not like you have to spend 2 hours on your makeup. So for me, this would be the perfect look to go on a date night or to go out with your girlfriends whenever you are like rushing to get out of the house, or if you just don't want to spend a ton of time on your makeup. So I talk about some different tips and tricks on how to achieve a much more glamorous look than you would normally go for. So I hope that you have a really great time watching this video. If you do, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you are interested in staying up to date with all of my videos. I'll see you guys soon. Bye. All right, so I'm going to be starting off with the face. And I'm using the e.l.f. Hydrating Face Primer. Y'all know that I love this primer. It's in my project pan. It's just really, really nice. And like the consistency is pretty cool because I've never like felt anything like it before. It like literally feels like jelly water, if that makes any sense at all. But that's just what it reminds me of. So I just apply this all over the face. I also like it because I've been noticing that it kind of in a way like makes my skin texture a lot more even, and it doesn't like claim to like fill in your pores or anything like that, but it does a little bit of that for me. So I like it for that reason as well. And then I'm going in with the Physicians Formula, the Healthy Foundation. This is what the packaging looks like. It's really, really beautiful. My favorite foundation by far at the moment. I am obsessed. I will say something I've noticed just like by wearing this foundation is that it tends to work better with a hydrating primer or like just a basic primer than it does a pore filling primer. So I have the Tarte Poreless Primer, which is like specifically to fill in your pores. And I've just noticed that like it sits well with it, but it doesn't sit as good as if like I were to use my e.l.f. Hydrating Primer. So that's just something to keep in mind. Some primers are going to work better with certain foundations. That's just kind of like the nature of the game. And I'm going to be using my Makeup Geek foundation stippling brush. I've had this brush forever. It's gone through like a ton of washes. It's been traveling with me. Like it is my favorite foundation brush. I was loving the foundation brush by Morphe, the one that's kind of like more round and dome shaped. But a while ago, the ferrule part right here, is that what that's called? What is that called? You knew what I'm talking about, like the metal part right there. But anyways, so that like just broke on me one day. And I take really, really good care of my brushes. I don't soak them. I wash them and then I dry off the handle. So I was just really disappointed, especially because that was one of their more expensive brushes. I think it was like $25 or something like that, but I was not happy about that. So it applies really beautifully, but whenever I pay $25 for a brush, that bitch better stay with me for a long time. So all right, as y'all can see, it's like a super fast application with that foundation. I love it so much. Where did my powder go? Oh, there it is. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to like get everything in the order that I'm going in. But next up for my concealer, I'm going to apply the NYX HD concealer. This one is in the shade Beige. I love this concealer so freaking much. Like if you are looking for a really awesome concealer from the drugstore, I think this is like $5, something like that. This one is awesome. It reminds me a lot of the Urban Decay Naked Skin. Yeah, that one. The Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I have it. I don't know why I'm like blanking on the name right now, but I love that one as well. It's also been like really compared to the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, which I don't own and I've never owned. I've never really even tried it before, but I know a lot of people compare it to that one. So it's a pretty good dupe for some awesome high-end concealers. All right, now I'm just going to set that a little bit with my Kat Von D Lock-It powder. This is a loose translucent powder. So first I'm going to just set the eyes because I do conceal my eyes. And then I'm going to actually bake underneath the eyes. So last night where I live, we were supposed to get like this really crazy storm. Like they were calling for tornadoes and like all of this stuff. So me and my husband kind of like took the dogs out early and did all this stuff for it. And my parents live like 20 miles north of us. And they got like hail and all of this crazy stuff, which for Florida, if y'all don't know, hail isn't super common. Like even whenever we've had hurricanes, like the really big ones come through, like we don't normally get hail. But my aunt took this picture or like this video on Facebook, and like the hail was just crazy. It was like blowing my mind. So we put my car in the garage and like did all of this stuff, and then nothing happened. Like literally 20 miles north, it was crazy. But then as soon as the storm like got over to us, like we barely even had rain. So I was kind of disappointed because I actually love wild weather. Like I grew up, me and my dad, we would like watch all of the crazy weather shows and stuff. And I just love it so much. Like it's one of my favorite things ever. So I was a little bit disappointed that we didn't get like anything exciting. But anyways, now I'm going in with the Subculture Palette. Again, we want this to be like a really super simple, easy look. So it's not going to be anything hard or crazy. It's just going to be some different tips and tricks for you to be able to vamp up your look without putting in a ton of effort. All right, so I zoomed y'all in. So the first shade I'm going in with is this one right here. It's in the shade Dawn. This is a little bit darker than my skin tone. And for me in this palette, it's like the perfect transition shade. So I'm taking that on my E40 from Sigma and just literally buffing that into the crease, not doing anything special. And then I'm going to kind of just like sloppily apply it all over the lid as well. I love looks like this because especially I remember whenever I was younger and I was going out with my friends a lot, you know, there were some nights where like I wanted to look so cute, but at the same time, I just didn't want to put that much effort into it. So that's why I love these kinds of looks, because it's just very effortless and easy, but you look like on point. You know what I'm saying? Gosh, there is like a ton of kickback with this palette, which I think is like one of the things that people were complaining about. It's just the amount of kickback. Honestly, I don't know, like I don't watch a lot of negative stuff here on YouTube. Like the only thing that I really watch that has kind of like any negativity to it are anti-hauls. And that's just really for me to kind of get other people's reviews or like thoughts on something before I purchase it. But I don't watch like drama channels or anything like that where a lot of the negativity really tends to come from. That's just not my personality. It's not my thing. I don't really care. And honestly, like, I treat children who are sexually abused. So we want to talk about like negativity and stuff like that. Like there are so many worse things in the world that happen that are actually like important that we need to address compared to like people complaining about makeup. It's just so trivial, so stupid, and honestly just kind of annoying. Because it's like you're complaining about makeup, like do something more productive with your time. I don't know. But I feel like that is one of the reasons why people are not purchasing this palette as much as the other Anastasia palettes. At least that's just what I've heard. So Anyways, now that we have that done, we're literally just going to add a little bit of Cube, which is this really gorgeous iridescent white shade, and it has reflex of pink and kind of like a little bit of purple in there as well. And we're just gonna add a tiny little touch of it to the brow bone. And I do this like for every single look. I always highlight the brow bone because for me, there's not necessarily like a ton of space. Like I have like a really good lid space, but I don't have a ton of space between my eyebrow and my lid. So this just kind of makes sure that I define that area a little bit more. That's just for me. So obviously you know your face best, so do whatever steps are necessary to make you feel most comfortable, but this is just something that I like to do. And whenever the light hits that area, it just really, I mean, it's hard to like pick up on camera right now, but it just looks really pretty in my opinion. Abort, abort. I like accidentally dipped into a really dark color. All right, so now I'm going to dust away some of that loose powder because we're gonna start in with some eyeliner. That's literally all we're doing for the eyes right now. And then we're gonna add some eyeliner. So I normally love the way that this powder sits. I don't know if it's the combination with this foundation or concealer. I don't know, but it's looking a little dry. So I'm definitely gonna have to go in with my Chill Makeup Setting Spray once we're all done. And then I'm just gonna kind of like dust any excess all over the face. Just kind of set everything. But yeah, it's looking a little dry, not too bad. Let me know if y'all have a cruelty-free translucent powder like this that adds moisture or like doesn't make you dry, because this is on my project pan list, and once I'm done with this I am going to purchase another loose powder. It can be from the drugstore, it can be high-end, so like whatever, just let me know one that isn't like cakey, I guess. So keep me posted on that. Really quickly, I'm just going to fill in my brows with my Elizabeth Mott Queen of the Fill, right? Yeah, Queen of the Fill Brow Gel. That's what it is. I'm actually kind of excited because I talked myself into buying the Anastasia Brow Wiz because it's part of the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. I actually went to Ulta today and I picked up something and from the sale. I'm really excited because I'm going to do like a video of all the products that I decided to actually purchase at the end, which will be in April because it ends April 7th. So stay tuned for that. It'll probably be within that same week or within that same time period. So I'm not going to use any of those products until I film that video. So I'm really excited about that. But I don't know. I just feel like I need to kind of step up my brow game a little bit. So I decided to purchase that, and then also I'm really trying to make sure that I don't purchase products that I have a lot of. That's just something that I'm just trying to like expand my collection in all of the different like ways and not just have a bunch of one thing. So now I'm going to do my winged eyeliner. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Liner right here. It is a liquid eyeliner. Another good one that I've heard of is the Stila Felt Tip Liner. That's something that I'm also thinking about saving up for the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. But this one is amazing. It's like $2.99 and it's so easy to use. But again, this is just like another tip to kind of make your look go from very basic and everyday. By adding a wing, it's going to definitely glamorize your eye area. And then we're also going to go in with some pretty basic false lashes in a minute, and I'll talk about that. So, but we need a moment of silence because I cannot talk and do a wing at the same time, hoping I don't totally screw this up because my face is already done. So here we go. Well, it's looking pretty good if I do say so myself. Now we gotta do the freaking hard part, which is getting the other eye to match. All right, and winged liner is done. All right, now before I go in with lashes, I'm just going to apply a quick coat of the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes Mascara. I love this mascara so much. It's definitely one of my like ride or dies from back in the day. Even though I haven't had a tube in a while, I still love the formula. It is amazing. And with one coat, it's like the perfect amount to apply false lashes with. Some mascaras for me, it's like they get a little too clumpy, which I normally don't mind if I'm just wearing mascara, but if I'm going in with false lashes afterwards, I want a mascara that's not going to be quite as clumpy, because then it'll hide the difference between like your lashes and the false lashes. So that's just a little trick. And then again, if you don't like to wear false lashes, but you're still wanting to be a little bit more glamorous than you normally are, what you can do is apply 2 to 3 coats of your favorite mascara, and then apply a black eyeliner to your upper waterline, and that is going to create like more smokiness and darkness without putting in a lot of effort, or without having to apply and wear false eyelashes if that's not really your thing. I'm trying to get like more into the groove of wearing my false lashes again, mostly because I ordered like 5 pairs and I need to wear them because I spent money on them. So, but that is a little trick if you're wanting to be glamorous without putting in a ton of effort with the false lashes. All right, so the false lashes I'm going in with are by House of Lashes, and they're this style right here called Femme Fatale. And I do use the House of Lashes lash glue as well. I've tried 3, and this one is by far my favorite lash glue ever. It just, once you get them on, they don't move. Sometimes just with me, like lashes in general are just hard for me to get on. But once you do, like the glue is awesome and they don't move at all. So these are definitely like a lot more of kind of that natural style. They're not going to be super spiky or anything like that. It's just going to add a lot more like layers to your actual lashes. So this is what it looks like with the lashes on. Again, you do not have to do this step at all. All you need to do is a couple of coats of mascara and add a little bit of the black to your upper tight line, and that's it. But I just wanted to apply the false lashes so you could see exactly how it is going to look. So we're going to complete the lower waterline by going in with a little bit of fudge right here. So it's a really beautiful medium toned brown shade. And I'm going to be using a definer brush just to get this really, really tight up against that lower lash line. I can never talk and do this at the same time. But we're going to actually leave that color on the outer part right there. So we're not going to go all the way in. And this is going to help create more of that cat eye that we created with that wing. All right, now with a pencil brush, we're going back in with the shade Dawn, and this is going to be used to just like buff all up in that area. If you have the time, you can choose to put a shadow in your lash line or in your lower waterline. I am not going to do that step just so you can see how it looks without that. But you can see that it created like a little bit of a shadow right there. And then once we apply lower lash mascara, it's just going to add even more to the look. And then the eyes are going to be completely done after that. I'm just using the Tarte mascara again for my lower lashes. This is a really great mascara for upper and lower lashes, in case you guys were wondering. I know sometimes like you can find a really good mascara for the upper lashes, but then it might be a little too wet or whatever and it transfers down below, but this one works really well for upper and lower. All right, so now we're going to move on to the rest of the face. I'm going to be using the contour palette from Wet n Wild and my trusty M530 brush from Morphe to apply that contour. I talk about this brush a lot, but it's perfect if you're looking for like a really diffused contour. It's not going to be super sharp, but it's also not going to be like bronzing the skin. So, oh yes. my camera decided it was going to overheat. So had to take a little break, but we're just finishing up the contour, applying a little bit to the temples of the forehead area, into the hairline. Ooh, this is pigmented. I forgot how. All right, looking good. One little trick, I'm not gonna do it today, but I just wanted to tell y'all about it. If you have like jowls in this area, which I do, or if you have a little bit of like extra skin here that you're kind of like wanting to make go away, you can actually contour right here along your jawline and then also contour right here. You don't want to do just the jawline, but you can create that shadow right there, and then this open white space right here is going to be like, it's going to help minimize that look of your jowl. So you can do your contour here, contour along your jawline, and then it'll kind of minimize that area and make it look a lot smaller and less fatty looking, because like for me, I do have like very chubby baby cheeks still. And that's like where a lot of my weight tends to carry, is this lower part of my face. So whenever I'm wanting to make it look a lot more structured and contoured, I will also contour along my jawline. So if you have time to do that, that's definitely like a really good trick that I picked up. So anyways, moving on to blush, I'm taking Exposed by Tarte right here, which is a really beautiful kind of medium tone, but it's definitely, it's like more cool tone than warm for sure, on my Luxie 504 large angled brush. So but I love this blush so much because it's like not crazy pigmented. It's not like you're scared to dip into it, which for me is nice. But at the same time, like a little bit does go a long way. It's just a really beautiful color and it looks gorgeous on all skin tones. It's kind of like a light wash of a baby doll pink is how I would describe it. All right, looking good. I just have to say that the Healthy foundation looks better and better and better as you wear it throughout the day. It's like weirdly the opposite of how most foundations normally work. For me, a lot of my foundations tend to like break up throughout the day, or they just, I don't know, they don't look like as good as right after I put it on. But this one looks a lot more like skin the longer that you wear it, which I just love so much. Next for highlight, I'm taking the Aspynovard and Pixi highlight. Oh my god, I love this highlight so much. It's so pretty. I'm just gonna pop it right here on that high point of the cheek. I'm actually not going to go quite as intense. Normally I bring it up around here and then onto my cheek, but today I really just want to focus it right there in the little crevice area between your cheek and where your eye hits. This is going to actually draw more attention to this area of the face, because the more you highlight, the less striking it is whenever you look at it. So if you just get right there at the high point of your cheekbone, you're going to have much more of like a pop and like a, oh, it's highlighted, if that makes sense. Gonna also touch on my Cupid's bow and a little pinch on my nose. This just kind of helps bring everything together. God, I love this highlight. It's so pretty. And then to finish off everything, I'm going in with the Colourpop Ultra Matte Lip in the shade Bad Habit. It has been a hot minute since I have worn this liquid lipstick. I'm curious to see, now that I've tried like other liquid lipsticks like Smashbox, I'm obsessed with, and then there's a couple other brands that I just really love the formula, how I'm going to love the Smashbox one, because like, or not Smashbox, the Colourpop one, because I don't know, just sometimes whenever brands come out with, you know, other products or whatever, you tend to like fall out of love because the formula is just not as good as what's currently on the market. So we'll try this out, but again, this is another step. So you can wear a very neutral face like how I have on today, whether you prefer cool tones, warm tones, neutral tones, whatever. You just put a tiny little bit on the eyes, add a wing, add some mascara or lashes, and then put on a really beautiful, vibrant lip, and then you are good to go. Like, that is the classic way to just vamp up any makeup look that you have. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with this shade right here. Woo, I forgot how red this is. Holy moly. It's kind of like a berry color, like a reddish berry. Oh yeah. All right, y'all, so that is going to complete this makeup look. I hope that you had so much fun hanging out with me. I feel like it's been quite a little while since I've done a talk through makeup tutorial on my channel. I've been trying to do more talk with you sort of videos. That's why I have my Wishlist Wednesday series. But yeah, so I had a lot of fun. I hope that y'all did too, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.